Hey everybody, Coach B, NXT Combat Sports. Today, we're gonna break down a solid round kick, right? So, the direction normally dictates what the kick is, right? So a front kick, you're kicking in front of you. In the case of a round kick, your body and hip is turning around into the target. Very important is to understand the base leg must pivot. So I need to be able to turn my base leg. So we start from a squared stance. Hips are left and right, feet are staggered, shoulder width apart. And the first exercise I would like to see everyone do is pull that knee high into the chest, and then in a second motion, we're gonna hard pivot on the foot we're standing on. So we're gonna go 1, 2. And when I make that second motion, I wanna try to have my foot and my knee in a line, and I wanna have my knee separated away from my bottom leg. So I don't wanna have any droopy knee going on, okay? Up, over, knees separated out and apart from each other. That's where we're gonna begin. If I cannot make that pivot, I can't do an appropriate round kick. Now, let's talk about stacking the hips. When I pivot, my intent is to take my kicking leg and have that hip stacked vertically on top of the other hip. So I'm not swinging them across, I'm lifting up and I'm stacking them. I'm lifting up and I'm stacking them on top of each other, okay? So once we get there now, we're gonna do that in a smooth motion. So instead of being click, click, and that kind of robotic motion, we're gonna extend our leg out. We're gonna let the pivot take us around. Okay? It's not imperative that you spin in a complete circle, but I want to impress the importance of a solid pivot. Now, let's talk about the hands. So the hands are up, rear hand is behind us, lead hand is in front of us obviously, and since my hips are changing direction, my hands get an equal and opposite exchange as well. I don't want to be backstroking and throwing arms everywhere. I'm going to go from here. I'm going to exchange my lead hand to protect my rear hand. I'm going to basically do a crossface or a brace with the same side hand as the leg with which I'm kicking. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm making sure that I keep a barricade between me and my opponent, all right? So, utilizing our chair, broomstick stuck in the dirt, whatever the case may be, gonna work the same thing. Now I wanna make sure that as I'm coming to and passing the chair, that my foot is not pointing upward. I wanna make sure that I'm coming with my shin parallel across the top of the chair. Okay, so we're gonna take our time, we're gonna send that motion through. Again, not spinning off balance. Good control as we come through the technique. That's gonna be the basis of your round kick. Now, optimal target area for your round kick is gonna be high section center of your tibia or your shin. You can use the instep of your foot, which is where your shoestrings would be on a pair of shoes, but the bones of the foot are much smaller and therefore more subject to injury than that shin or that tibia. So, basics of a round kick: solid pivot, making sure that you are not pivoting your hips before your leg is turned. Your legs and your hips all connect together to give a good, solid motion through the target. NXT Combat Sports. Oof.